What's up, guys? We're back at it with another tree cast because I really liked the first one. It was pretty fun. We're in a different tree this time. This branch is not very fun right here. That's gonna be an issue. I tried to climb a tree over there. I scraped my hands all up and I couldn't get up, so I kind of gave up and moved on to this one. The other one was kind of in the middle of the field. This one's directly in between two different paths, which is not very fun for me. I'm not a people person. And there's like, the first tree had like, a spot to slot in my phone. This one, we don't get that luxury. But sometimes you just got to deal with it. I'm thinking of snapping this branch right now, to be honest. It's kind of annoying. But, I just had a bubba. That one was pretty fire. What should I talk about today? I'm gonna talk about jellyfish. Jellyfish, seriously, how is that thing real? They have right there. I can't. Oh my god. It's a leaf on the tree, and I thought it was a freaking dog. And like a person walking their dog. I'm insane. Jellyfish, they have no organs, no nothing. It's essentially just, it's just like a moving piece of slop. There's like no substance besides like, I don't know, it can sting you. I'm really worried about falling backwards on this tree because I don't have a backrest right now. I'm hanging off. It's a large branch, but it's just kind of freestanding. Well, it's obviously not freestanding because it's on the fucking tree. Jellyfish. There's nothing really, pretty much nothing comparable to a jellyfish besides like single-celled organisms, I guess. But, even they have like, they've got stuff going on in them. They've got, what's it called? Organelles, Jellyfish, it's just, and they're like solid. It's kind of strange because I feel like if I touched a jellyfish, I feel like it would like break the surface. Like I would plunge in there like a little ball of slime or something, like a bubble. But I don't know. I really don't like this spot. You can't see it because I don't have a, well, there's the path there, and then the other path, it's right there. So I look to even more people like a crazy person than I usually do. Oh shoot, I'm bleeding. Not that much, just a tiny bit. You can barely even see it. How did I even, oh, there's some on my thumb too, wow. How did I even scrape the back side of my hand climbing? I was like this, dude. What else to talk about? Let's do some ocean things. I'm seriously getting tired of this branch. Can you move, dude? Oh god, I feel like I'm gonna let go and it's gonna, oh. It's kind of more out of my face now. That kind of worked. I'm low-key swinging my legs right now. It's off camera, but I feel pretty silly. Ocean. We're going to do a deep dive into the ocean. Do you see what I did there? I see what I did there. I've already talked about turtles. Because they have like what? Bone? They have shells. It's crazy. Whoa! It's not as cold as it was in the first tree cast. In the first tree cast, it was like 30 degrees. Now it's like 60. It's actually pretty nice, but it's still windy as all hell. Would hell be? I think it would be windy. Because think about it. There's fires everywhere. There needs to be a source of oxygen, and fires mostly spread, oh my goodness, with wind. I've been stuffed up for like a week straight. It's horrible. I feel like I can't breathe. I'm waiting for the exhale. Where was it? Ocean! Ocean plants are low-key funky. ocean scenery, because, coral and whatnot. Like, coral, I think, my brain, I think that coral is a lot more alive than stuff like trees and like plants and stuff. I feel like it's more alive, which I don't really know. I don't think there's really any way to quantify aliveness, but it seems more living to me. But the thing is, it looks a lot more dead, which is crazy, because it just kind of looks like a bunch of rocks, That's really what it is. It's just colorful rocks, but it's somehow an organism, I think. Yeah. And then, anemones, because they're like, I don't think it's so, anemones are funky. There's so many, for some reason, the ocean just kind of, for some reason, kind of breeds these animals, but it's like animals, because like, at what point does something stop being a plant and start becoming an animal? Because like, I feel like they're just like really right in that line, the whole ocean. There's a ton of things in there. Like, we already went over jellyfish. I don't even think that's close to a plant. I think that's just a thing. I mean, that's as close as you can get to like sea foam or whatever. We're going really off track here. I'm going to talk about sea foam. Sea foam, how the hell does that happen? What is it? Because it's like, there's no such thing as lake foam or pond foam or river foam. It's a exclusively sea thing for this, just these bubbles and foams to come up, which it could be from like the waves, I guess. But how does it become like solid? Is it like what? Salt or something? What's the substance of sea foam? We're going to go back to what I was talking about writing that boundary of animal and plant. Anemones, I mean, is that really an animal? That's a fucking blob with a bunch of lilies coming out of it that other animals, they live in it, like clownfish, whatever. Martin from Finding Nemo, he lives in a anemone. Sea cucumbers, first of all, I mean, that's a hilarious name. Calling it a fucking cucumber, that's great. And I mean, it looks like a cucumber, but it's got organs and shit. But like, does it really? I really feel like we can't classify it as an animal. It doesn't seem like a plant either, though. It's just like something else. Like, bundle it in with the jellyfish. We need a third thing between plant, animal, and not alive. We need I don't even know what you call it, but just a thing. It's living, but it's not really, nameable. Because sea cucumbers, they look like plants, and they don't really do anything, but they eat. And they don't have mouths, though. What they do is, they literally they spit out their own stomach to consume. They just, and then the stomach kind of comes and it just comes back in. It's crazy. And it's like something that I feel like you can only really see coming from the ocean, because how the hell would that work on land? Like, the closest thing we have to that on land is like, I don't know, snakes or bugs or something, but there's nothing out there spitting out its own organs. Well, oh my gosh, my hand, this is the one that got scraped up bad. The other one is the one that's bleeding, but this is the one that's more scraped and it hurts. The closest thing we have to that on land is like, oh wait, yeah, closest, oh my goodness. The closest thing we have on land is like snakes or maybe bugs or something. But there's also, what's them called? Like, it's a type of lizard. Geckos, I think. Yeah, geckos. They can, like, detach their own tail as like a defense mechanism to kind of shock the other animal and get away. But that's nowhere really close to spitting out your own stomach. I mean, that's vile. That's like something you'd see in like a horror movie. Starfish. I mean, there's all these animals. It feels like they're just missing all the animal parts, you know? Because there's a ton of animals out there with, like, bad eyes or bad ears, you know, that they can't see or hear very well. Like, what's them called? Belugas, dolphins, whatever. Use echolocation and whatnot because they can't see good. There's other ones that just don't have eyes. How do you... I mean, obviously there's blind people and they can exist without a sense of sight, but how do you exist with that fundamentally? None of the seeing. I don't think starfish have ears either, to be honest. And I mean, that's just like, what? And they can't really move around either. They're just kind of at the will of the tide. It's like if Helen Keller was also physically disabled and you just made that an entire species of animals with like tons of different types. Sea sponges. I don't think I have. How is... Because obviously a kitchen sponge was invented. It's not alive. Your kitchen sponge cannot breathe. It cannot do anything. A sea sponge is... I have no idea how sea sponges work. I don't know what they are, really. Do they still absorb water? How do they eat? I mean, from what I've seen, it's just like... Once again, it's like the jellyfish and the sea cucumbers. It's in this category of like... Is that really an animal? Do we really call that? Because it's just a thing. And I guess it absorbs water. Was the sea sponge named after sponges? Or was the sponge named after sea sponges? I'm not sure on that one. I'm talking about SpongeBob right now. We already went over sea stars. Oh, boats. Why do we need boats anymore? I feel like we can go without boats in the modern day. I mean, because it's like, they carry cargo. Planes can do that. There's planes specifically built to carry cargo. The same kind of cargo, well, not the amount. Okay, maybe boats are valid. Small boats, why? Why can't we just fly or whatever? I mean, really, you can swim. Why do you need a tiny little boat? Unless you can't swim. Well, you shouldn't be on a boat if you can't swim. I mean, that's a big safety risk. What are you gonna do if it goes down? You're just gonna go. Captain always goes down with the ship. We're about 13 minutes in. I had a real epiphany with the last episode because I've been recently struggling with stuff to come off with. Last episode, I was just going and going. That was a really good episode, to be honest. In my opinion, I think that's probably maybe my best work. Do I want to... I feel like I might be able to... I say we keep... I'm sure I can think of more things with the ocean. How the hell do waves work? Where do those come from? Because, I mean, I guess the most reasonable thing would be the wind makes the waves, but I feel like it's still wavy on non-windy days. I don't know. Actually, I feel like every time I go to the beach or whatever, anywhere like that, it's always windy, but maybe that's because there's like no coverage, no nothing. Maybe it is the wind. I have no idea where they come from. Doesn't the moon influence the tides somehow, or is that... I'm not sure. I feel like they tell everyone. The moon controls the tides, the moon... Was it the gravity of the moon that... I don't know. pulls on the entire ocean. I don't really feel like that makes any sense. But ocean, moon. I don't really know how else it would control the ocean. I feel like there's a decent chance that it's just some like hippie, like an old wives' tale. I'm not sure if you could hear that. There was a lady walking down this path kind of slowly, and she just kind of, I was talking, and she just kind of looked up at the tree for a second. I don't like this tree, really. I gotta find a new tree if I'm gonna keep doing tree casts, because these are really fun. I like the idea of being in a tree. I do not like the idea of being in a tree in a public park where people are constantly walking around me, walking near me. It's really, I'm not a people person. I don't like strangers. Stranger danger. Ocean. Let's get back to that. I feel like we've been over all the animals. Have I gone over sand? I think I have, because sand is just, I feel like I said that in my last one, that sand is just smaller pebbles. It's all just kind of different levels of rock. My question is, how did we end up with so damn much of it in the ocean? I mean, yeah, it's the water breaking it down. But, I mean, how does it break it down so small? Oh my gosh, I remember something I want to talk about. Okay. We're going away from the ocean. Sculptures. Specifically, like, bronze sculptures. How do they make those? Is it, like, melted and casted? I have no idea. Because sculptors, it's still a job, right? Do they, like, do the thing with, like, a hammer and chisel? Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that wouldn't work on bronze. I feel like it makes sense on marble and rock and stone and stuff, because it's brittle. You can, you know, I've, you know, you can break, there's, like, some rocks out there that you can just, like, kind of bang it and it breaks in half. How do you do that with metal? Because usually metal, it's not brittle. It doesn't really break, or it's like, it bends. It bends. How do they do it? And also, seriously, oh my God, I cannot speak today. How do they, like, get the amount to break off that they want? Like, how do they work that out to, oh, I want to break off this specific amount. I want to get just the right. And how do they make it smooth? Do they sand it down? I mean, because I feel like, you know, sandpaper is a pretty new thing, to be honest. I don't think they had sandpaper way back when ancient Mayans or whatever were making stone sculptures. Ancient people on, Easter Island. How do they smooth it out? Because I feel like if you're breaking off pieces of rock with a freaking nail and a hammer, just kind of going at it, it's gonna chip off. It's not gonna come off smooth. I don't know how you get it to a soft surface, like you can, like, run your hand around it and it feels like perfectly smooth. It doesn't feel like the slightest bit rough at all, because, like, if you get normal marble from anywhere, like just raw marble, it's really rough. And I mean, there's some things that kind of make sense, like all the obsidian stuff from, like, what is it? I don't know, it's like Aztecs, Mayans, all of those civilizations in, like, Central South America, they had, like, obsidian stuff. And if you look at it, it looks a bit rougher. It looks always kind of jagged on the edges, which, because they used it for, like, knives and stuff. But that makes sense. Like, that looks like you chipped off pieces of a crystal, you know. And marble, it's a freaking crystal too. So how do you smooth it out? We're pushing 20 minutes now. I think that's about all I have to say, really. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Smash that follow button, or ring the bell, whatever. Cool ending title screen. iMovie.